Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. You know, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I'll tell you, when I checked all of my usual crypto media news sources today, when I woke up this morning, I thought, wow, there's a little bit more about price than normal kind of making the headlines. Not all about XRP, and so I thought this would probably be a good opportunity to run through what a few individuals are saying about price. So I've got three specific chart analysts. Well, actually, one of them is the CEO of a major cryptocurrency exchange, but three different opinions on price, where we are heading. One specifically about XRP, two of them are about Bitcoin, but from my perspective, you know, the price action of XRP and Bitcoin, it's still tethered together, you know, like it or not. I think that's just where we're at right now. And not that the price action of XRP moves in lockstep with Bitcoin's price action down to the second, the minute, the hour, the day, whatever. But if you zoom out on a chart far enough, you can certainly see that it's undeniable. XRP is still moving in tandem with Bitcoin. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And then towards the end of the video, I had another piece I wanted to cover just for the fun of it. Not XRP related, but it's titled 15 Arrested in China for Allegedly Bribing Internet Cafe to Mine Crypto. As my granddaddy used to say, people are no damn good. Now, before we get rolling here, if you would please delicately tap that like button. And if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, you done came to the right place. Thanks for staying for a while. I do appreciate it. Subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. Real quick, brief update. 269 billion market cap for this asset class. Bitcoin is at 10,596 as I record this, and you got XRP at 25.93 cents according to Live Coin Watch. So here's a piece from AMB Crypto. XRP's price recovery may be short-lived as ascending channel suggests another bearish collapse. The last 3 weeks have been anything but fruitful for XRP's valuation in the market. On 14 August, XRP breached its long-term support of 29.1 cents, and the price recorded its year-to-date low. At press time, the token had depreciated by 11.22% over the last 3 weeks, and XRP's price was at a low unseen since September 2018. The short-term analysis of XRP did not exhibit any bullish signs, with the fate of the coin uncertain. I want to pause right here. If you could just tap the pause button before I read any further here. Look, I appreciate what they're doing here, sort of. They're doing their best to engage in genuine technical analysis, which is a skill I don't have. I don't really have an interest in learning how to do it, so I like to report on what others are doing. But every time this comes about, I want to emphasize that the price action of XRP is insanely tethered to Bitcoin. You even had Ripple CTO slash co-creator of XRP itself, David Schwartz, acknowledge as much not too long ago. It's pretty obvious to see people get it, but then you have these articles, and for people that don't realize it's consider this article, it's basically written in a vacuum without any real additional context behind it. And so that's why on this channel I want to keep pointing out that the data does tend to show, go to pick a time period. It doesn't even really matter. Pick something over the last 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, and compare Bitcoin price action to XRP, and you can see that, again, it's not down to the, like I said, the minute, day, week, month, whatever, in terms of price action. Zoom out far enough, you will see what I'm talking about. Any idiot, even somebody that isn't a chart analyst, because I'm not, you can just look at it and see it. It's an undeniable fact of life, indeed. And so I want to add, some sort of contextual thought behind what they're putting forth here, because you can have because again, of course, fine, it's its own XRP is a different asset than Bitcoin, and to whatever degree it trades differently, and in short, you can have these little short time periods where it does seem uncorrelated, but it's uninsightful to look at it in such a capacity. And so that's why if you just, like I said, zoom out a little bit more, and it'll give you a much more reasonable idea of what's actually going on here. So, but anyway, so they state, XRP's price previously exhibited the information of a symmetrical triangle pattern, which gave its community a little bit of hope for a possible bullish breakout. To their anguish, another bearish pull surfaced, which dropped its valuation down to 24.5 cents. The present price movement has suggested recovery, but the current pattern formed does not indicate a positive outcome for the token. the price has navigated under the formation of an ascending channel in the charts. The trend lines were held tight as the price retested the pattern a couple of times, forming a couple of higher highs. The aforementioned pattern suggested that another drop was imminent for XRP, a drop which may be witnessed when the price tests the support of 24.5 cents once again. So take that for what it's worth, but I read stuff like this, and even if this is a reasonable way to approach this stuff, it's like, okay, so again, XRP in its own little vacuum, if you just want to read this article, maybe this is reasonable. You can tell me what you think about it. But what if Bitcoin skyrockets? Maybe XRP would be more likely to stay flat, if not raise in price, right? Well, let me ask you this. What if, because Bitcoin is volatile AF, let's say, Bitcoin's so volatile, and let's say that it lost, I'm not saying it's going to happen, what if it did lose half of its value over the next 24 hours? What do you think would happen to XRP? Can we throw this analysis out the window? Oh, I think the answer would, I'll say this wholeheartedly, be yes. And again, I'm not some sort of chart analyst, but think about it. Anytime you see massive drops in Bitcoin price, what happens with XRP and pretty much all the other altcoins? They react more imminently, I would say. Whereas outside of that, if maybe Bitcoin's having a bullish pop somewhere, it seems anecdotally to me at least that it's you're not going to see the price necessarily move as immediately in tandem anyway. Because it seems to be there a delay, and you've seen this a number of times repeatedly over the last years. Now, I've made videos about this, so I don't want to recreate that type of content right now, but just want to kind of point it out. So. In the right under conclusion, at press time, bullish sentiments were hardly recognizable in XRP short-term charts as the ascending channel formation rang bearish alarms for the token. So take that for what it's worth. I think it could still be years before XRP is truly moving in terms of price action, really about 100% on its own. It could be that long. Who knows? Who knows? We're just going to have to keep watching, but we're just not there yet. Now, here's a piece from Cointelegraph. Bitcoin price now in early phase of the next bull cycle, analysts say. Now, I want to report on this, even though it's not specifically XRP, because again, I must insist, and this is not financial advice of any kind, but XRP price does move in tandem with Bitcoin. So let me scroll down. I think this is the part I wanted to cover here. Yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah, here's a subheading. Bitcoin primed for fresh bull market. Data from Coin360 showed BTC/USD coming off local highs around $10,750 to float around $10,520 on Wednesday, still up almost 10% versus the start of the week. Markets reacted warmly to the new gains, which reversed previous bearish sentiment that a further towards $8,000 was imminent. All right? Now check this out. Now, in the face of continued technical strength, analysts suggested the climate was right for further major gains. Plan B, the Twitter account well known for its analysis of Bitcoin's stock-to-flow ratio, concluded current conditions translated into the beginning of a fresh bull market. Bitcoin clear for takeoff, he summarized on Twitter, uploading a chart of Bitcoin's 200-week moving average. That particular metric is significant for Plan B, as lows consistently coincided with the beginning of Bitcoin price ascents to new highs. Considering the related 20-week moving average, meanwhile, popular trader Philb arrived at a similar conclusion. The 20 WMA, also the middle of the weekly Bollinger Bands, has proven to be important in Bitcoin cycles, supporting price in a bull market and suppressing price in a bear market. He explained in his latest newsletter. Phil added, quote, "My overall market assumption is that we are in the early phase of the next Bitcoin cycle," which is fascinating to me. So consider this, and I know crypto never moves on the timeline that perhaps we all would like it to in terms of price action, but if you look historically, and this is something that I pointed out somewhat recently anyway, if history is to repeat itself, there will be an altcoin season. And if that doesn't happen, it would be the first time in the entire history of this asset class where that didn't happen. Because it should be, even if you can't get the timing of it perfect, just the concept of it happening, that seems reasonably predictable. And again, it doesn't mean it will happen. It doesn't. But I see no reason to believe that it wouldn't, because look at it. There's still thousands of coins out there. We haven't seen this the extinction of all these coins was widely reported to be the case in 2018. It's like, oh my God, the market's crashing. These coins are going to go away. Well, not so much. They're all still here. Not seeing big differences there. And so, point being, if Bitcoin is going, maybe Bitcoin will take off even more. Maybe that's what is being reported here by a couple analysts. And if so, maybe, heck, who knows? Maybe the Bitcoin dominance even goes a little bit higher. But at some point, the market seems to flip, Bitcoin dominance decreases, and then altcoins surge. And I still suspect that's happening because, just as was the case a few years ago, humans had not figured out who were going to be the winners and losers long term within this asset class, at least by and large. I mean, I feel like I found one in XRP, and I wouldn't be surprised if you feel the same, but don't technically know that. And so given that I don't believe for a moment that humans are behaving really any differently today, not to any meaningful degree, why would they behave? Why would they not behave in a similar fashion that they had in the past? And so again, not financial advice. I'm just saying if I had to guess, because I don't make price predictions, but if I'm going to say conceptually big picture, where do I think it's heading? I would be flabbergasted if there were not at some point another altcoin run. To me, that just makes no damn sense in the world. Check out what Arthur Hayes here said. Here's the piece titled, Arthur Hayes predicts Bitcoin two-step to $20,000. And then I'm only going to read a small part of this because it's mostly just price analysis and I don't want to read this whole thing. But BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes has once again emerged, this time from the top of Peru's mysterious city in the sky, Machu Picchu. Hayes brought with him a new prediction on the price of Bitcoin, saying he thinks it's now on a path to doubling in value. And so here's the tweet, with a beautiful view behind him. That's so historic. I'm sure you guys have seen that before, right? Anyway, did y'all miss me? I'm back from deepest, darkest Peru, ready to cash checks. For those of you in Singapore next week for Invest Asia, keep Wednesday night free. We will be two-stepping straight to $20,000. So there you go. You can take for what it's worth. Bullish sentiment there, nonetheless. And look, the overall trend will certainly be up. I'm just counting on humans to continue doing what they do in terms of FOMOing into things and panic selling, and that's kind of my plan. Let them do that, and I'm just going to sit here and hold. And then I understand that, well, at least I believe, not financial advice, but I believe that my stack of XRP will be worth substantially more in the future. Perhaps yours would too. Who knows? We shall see. That's just my opinion. Here's this tweet from Mr. Crypto, tagged me and some other XRP community members and YouTubers in here, and wrote, $1,500 end of year? Is it possible? Will it happen? None of us really know that answer. Just sit in the ocean until that wave comes. And that was a retweet from somebody I don't think I had heard of before, Shaco the Doggo Riddler here. Anyway, tweeted out, Bitcoino went to $20,000 within 9 euros. Bitcoin has no use cases still-o. XRP has a lot of use cases-o. Every human will use XRPO without knowing-o. Banks will use XRPO also. That's a lot of O's. So before you humans comment negativio, $1,500 is just the start-o. Okay, well, I'm going to say this. It's okay to have a different opinion than me. We can still be friends. I don't believe for a moment we're hitting $1,500 in this calendar year. Do you? Maybe some of you do, and that's perfectly fine. You guys, we're not going to agree on everything, but we can still be friends here, can we not? As far as the long-term possibility of XRP hitting $1,500, I talked about this in a recent video, so I don't want to rehash it too much. But it really has to do with to what degree XRP is adopted on a global level. I mean, sure, there's Ripple's use case solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem, and then who knows? What about the other use cases out there? What if Coil takes off in a massive way? What if what if XRP is one day used in place of certain fiat currencies? What if that actually happens? I mean, I can't say what is and isn't going to happen. I'm not saying it's likely or not likely. Is it possible? Well, humans can value any asset at whatever price they want, and if it's truly this, how should I word? If it's truly going to be this transformative globally, who knows? Who knows? You can tell me what you think below. I mean, I got a crystal ball, but it's broken AF, so I can't tell you. All right, last piece in this video. 15 arrested in China for allegedly bribing internet cafe to mine crypto. Chinese authorities arrested 15 men suspected of corrupting an internet cafe administrator to mine cryptocurrency. Local crypto industry news outlet 8BTC reported on September 3rd that police in Hengyang, a city in south-central China's Hunan province, arrested the man for cryptojacking. Over 9,000 computer administrators were reportedly involved in helping the unauthorized mining operation. The cryptocurrency mined by the suspects in the 4 months ending in July has been sold for over 100 million yuan, which is about 14 million US dollars. Local police received a report suggesting that many local internet cafes were running cryptojacking malware. The findings of the preliminary investigation suggest that the malware has been developed by a network technology company in Zhengzhou, which I'm sure I am butchering, because I don't know how to say. I'm sorry, I'm just not good with names that are foreign. I do my best. Anyway, and says that the company's head is surnamed Zhang. Zhang is suspected of personally bribing the internet cafe administrators to let him install the malware on their computers. All of the 15 men allegedly involved are now under arrest, and the investigation is still ongoing. And so, this falls under another category of what my granddaddy used to say, which is people are no damn good. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!